Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Right, we're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. This is what happened to the real Jews of the Bible. Yeah? These are some of the curses that happened to the real Jews of the Bible. The real Jews are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, according to the Bible.
Bring it out!
Right. Nobody, we could go into that book and prove that we are the true Jews. Our history has been hidden for nearly 500 years.
Right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, if you do not hearken, listen to the word of the Most High God, carry on.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
To do all his commandments, because our people are very rebellious. They don't want to do God's commandments. They walk past you when you're talking about their history and don't care. Go on, brother.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So we will command it to keep the commandments of God.
Bring it out.
We were commanded and we didn't want to listen. So let's listen to one of the cases. What happened? Let me finish it. Yeah, go on.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, so some of these cases that we went through, we're going to go through some of them and see what if this happens to so-called black people. Right, go to 41.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters.
So we shall have children, sons and daughters. Go on.
But thou shalt not enjoy them.
So in slavery, we never got to enjoy our sons and daughters. They got parcel force like Royal Mail. We got parcel force from plantation to plantation. We never enjoyed our children. Carry on, brother.
For they shall go into captivity.
So our ancestors, our children on the slave plantation that went into slavery, that's according to the Bible. The only people that went into chattel slavery are the blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics. No other race has gone through the atrocities that we've gone through.
Bring it out.
That's right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee.
Stop there. So these cases of you going into slavery will overcome you everywhere you step your foot, black man, Hispanic, and Native American. You're under some heavy cases, and one of the cases is deep sleep. And today, it just proves that you're in a very bad state of deep sleep. Carry on, brother.
And overtake thee.
So these cases will overtake you.
Till thou be destroyed.
So in slavery, you were mentally destroyed. First you had chains around your neck, around your feet. Now you've got mental slavery where you don't even know who you are. If you ask any black person from the Caribbean, what is their second name? They can't tell you. They can't tell you their second name. Right, we're going to go through a few of the cases that have been written down in history just for our people so we can understand what has gone on with this.
This is a book called Western European and British Barbarity, Savagery, and Brutality in Transatlantic Chattel Slave Trade.
Okay, so we're going to go into a book. It's about the British barbarism, savagery, and brutality that the blacks went under in shackle slavery.
Bring it out!
Bring it out, brother. Come on.
Chapter 7, verse 6, page 65. Forms of punishment to reinforce African inferiority and disempowerment.
So we're going to go over some of the punishments that your ancestors went through. Your ancestors had some serious punishments because they didn't want to listen to the Lord. Carry on, brother.
I shall here tabulate some of the most gruesome and profligate.
Yeah. Okay, so stop there. We're going to hear something about the gruesome things that happened to people in slavery. These are hard truths, hard facts of what happened.
Extremely wicked.
So these act of punishment against the slave was extremely wicked. Extremely wicked. Go on.
Punished, executed by the slave masters.
So these punishments happened by the slave master.
Traders, planters, slavers, and all the churches.
And all the churches was involved in slavery. All the churches was involved in slavery. According to the Bible and this book here. Carry on, brother.
My reiteration is very necessary that these odious crimes were done.
Stop there. So they were crimes against us. These are crimes that will happen to blacks, Native Americans and Indians. Crimes. And no one's ever answered for these crimes. Carry on, brother.
And committed in the name and invention of a white Jesus.
Holy Moses. These crimes happened under what? Say that again, brother.
In the name and invention of a white Jesus.
So these punishments happened under the invention. White Jesus is an invention.
Bring it out.
Bring it out, brother. So these are some of the punishments and crimes that happened to the blacks, Native Americans under the so-called British rule when we was under captivity. It's hard to hear, but you black people want to walk by. You don't want to know. You don't want to hear about your history. Carry on, brother.
These are moral crimes. Sodomization of men, women, and children slaves.
So the men, the women, and the children were sodomized by the slave masters, the churches, planters, slave masters, sodomized. Nobody else's children are sodomized. Men, women. Read that one.
Roasting slaves slowly to death for days and sometimes for weeks.
So some of the wicked crimes that happened, your ancestors roasted black slaves for how long?
For days, sometimes for weeks.
So sometimes we were roasted like a pig on a spit for weeks or days.
Go on. Defecation in the mouth of slaves.
Okay, so in slavery, one of the punishments, if you didn't pick enough cotton or cut enough cane, somebody defecated in your mouth. That someone had a poo in a slave's mouth. That's one of the punishments that we had to go through.
The cutting of slaves slowly into small pieces to death.
So the slaves, one of the cases of the Bible, we were cut into pieces. And that is because we broke God's laws.
Cutting off the heads of slaves for decoration on the plantation posts, fences, and for decoration around the slave masters, planters, and slaves' houses.
So they used to chop off the slaves' heads and stick them on pikes and poles around the slave plantation. But you black people do not want to hear this. You want to walk about, pack sack down, smoking your weed, and you don't care.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.